The little leg. One of the most important things you have to do when you understand that the knowledge box in people's heads are empty is what's called anchor and twist. They can't take acceptance around it because they have nothing around it. They can't anchor it to something. Anchor and twist says this. You frame it up in something they do know and then you add a twist. So you might say, look guys, I've got this idea. It's kind of like this. You know how this works. And you then pick a process which people understand, normal, legitimate, legal and standard. And you say, it's kind of like that, but with this. If people have no knowledge bank around creative strategies, when they go looking for it, there's nothing there to anchor to. So they're going to go, you know what, that must be a scam, a rip-off or whatever, because they have to have an opinion about it. Otherwise, a person feels foolish if they have no opinion about it, but they have no reference around it, so they'll scam, rort, or a rip-off. What you have to do is you have to be very careful about the mind and how it thinks. So you'd say, look, I tell you what, do you know how Alicia car works? Now I anchor it in something that people understand. And people say, yes, I know how Alicia car works. I say, explain that to me. Then they explain the process that they know, which is normal, standard, legitimate and legal. Well, it's like when you kind of rent a car, if you like, you sort of pay some money up front, you drive the car around for a while, and at the end of the day, you can either give the car back or you can pay a lump sum and keep it. Well, I guess what we're talking about today works exactly the same way, except with a house. Does that sound like something that would interest you? And now people have reference around it. It might be buying a house from a plumber. If you wanted to make payments and buy a house from a plumber, he might say, hang on, what do you mean make payments to buy my house? I've never heard of that. That can't be legal because it's a creative thought, but it doesn't fit into anything he knows. So you have to anchor it into something he does knows. For instance, you might say to the plumber, Mr. Plumber, I want to buy your house, sir, but when you do these big plumbing jobs, do you ever do like big corporate plumbing jobs that may make like several months for you to do the whole job? Like how do you get paid? And the plumber will say, well, the way those jobs work is like this. They sort of pay you some commencement money, some money up front, and then you get like progress payments along the way. And then when you finish the job, you get one final payment. And you go, well, let me ask you something. So I'm thinking about buying your house the same way. Would that present a problem? Well, not at all. We do that with plumbing all the time. It works quite well. So now that I've anchored it into something he does know, into that knowledge base, it's very easy for people to take on board creative thought. But I do totally understand where when I might do something and people go, man, I can't get that, must be a rip-off, it must be a reward, I get it. Because what I'm bringing to the party is new knowledge by which someone has no understanding, and I'm all about creative thought. If I was bringing non-creative thought, then I'd really have to ask myself, why the heck are you paying me so much money for something you already know?